Hey guys, we are live. Hey kitten, thanks for the hearts. Hi. See if we can get my camera, it's kind of straight here. Hey Tammy, hey Cat and Caboodle. Hi Bernice, good to see you Marie. Thank you for the hearts. America's World. Jenna, hi, good afternoon. Hello. Good to see you guys. Thank you for the beautiful hearts. So pretty. Hola. Good morning. Happy Monday. Well, it's noon here, but yeah. I'm sure it's morning for most of you other guys. So hello everybody. Thanks for joining. Thank you for the hearts. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Just gonna wait for a few more people. Yes, February already, it's crazy. I was telling my kids, do you realize it's the 1st of February today? I mean, where is this year going? Crazy. Crazy. January was so fast. So fast. Let's see if we can get a couple more people before I start. And then I'll just go ahead and plow ahead. I don't need to wait for a lot of people though, so it's okay. We don't have to wait till we hit 30. I kind of like to hit 30. Yes, excited for this one, Lise. This will be recorded, so it's not a huge loss if anybody missed it. We did the blab last night, and that is up on YouTube right now. You can also find it on my website using eossafely.com. And there's on the sidebar you can see using Aphrodisiac essential oils, or you can type in using eossafely.com / yay we hit 30 Aphrodisiac EOS, and that will bring you right to the post. And in it I have the YouTube embedded, and I will also put a link to the Periscope as well for anybody who missed both broadcasts. So this is different. It's the same class, it's the same Aphrodisiac class, but it's just me. Last night we had Daphne and Christy on, and it's just always different, you know, because we have, you know, they have their feedback as well, and good advice that they can share with you as well. And now you're just stuck with me, so it's going to be a little bit different. But thank you for coming. For those of you who are new to Periscope, if you tap on your phone, then that shows hearts right on the side, so I know that you guys are there and listening. Yes, thank you. You can also view from your computer. I put a link in the group to that. It's periscope.tv / using EOS safely, and that's where you can watch me live. Thank you for those hearts. Pretty. But if you do follow that link, you cannot interact. You cannot tap on your screen or type in comments. So we'll go ahead and get started. So this week, let me just do a little bit of background that we are going to be doing these essential oil classes every single week. On Sunday at 7:30 on Blab, on Mondays at noon, and this is Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be doing this every week. Last week we covered clove essential oil, and you can find that on my website. This week we're doing Aphrodisiac essential oil. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Leah Harris from usingeossafely.com. I'm a certified clinical aromatherapist, and I help to run the Facebook group. So we'll go ahead and get started. So first of all, Aphrodisiac is a therapeutic property. It's defined as enhancing sexual health, increasing infatuation, and promotes sexual passion. So that is the definition, and the essential oils that help with this. The 4 main ones: Cananga, which is not well known, but it's very similar to ylang ylang. Then of course we have ylang ylang, and we have jasmine and patchouli. So those are kind of like the 4 what I personally consider as the heavy hitters when it comes to aphrodisiacs. And then we have enhancers. And these are ones that may not have, hello Nana, they may not have as heavy aphrodisiac properties to them, but they do have some, and they can help enhance, and the aromas actually go really well together as well. So those would be cedarwood, cinnamon, and either bark or leaf, clove, bud leaf or stem, coffee, coriander, rose, sandalwood, tangerine, and vanilla. So those are other ones that you can also use in conjunction with this blend. So you can find those on my website using eossafely.com/aphrodisiac, EOS, and you can find everything I heard. Really, sandalwood is one of the only proven aphrodisiacs. Is there any fact to that? I have not heard that personally. I know a lot of people would say the same about patchouli and ylang ylang. In fact, to me, if I had to pick one, I would go with ylang ylang personally. From what I've read and understand, that seems to be the #1 aphrodisiac. But sandalwood certainly is on the list. And again, you know, these are suggestions where scientifically they're checking out the therapeutic properties in the essential oil, which, you know, the constituents that have the therapeutic properties, and it's not guaranteed it's going to work for every single person. So it's great to have a list and, you know, go by what you like to smell. If there's ones that are supposed to be aphrodisiac and they're not working, you don't like the aroma, they probably won't work as well for you as the ones on the list that you do like the aroma of. So these are just, you know, suggestions based on science, but sometimes science is wrong. So thank you for the hearts. So I have a recipe that I call infatuation, and I made some up right here for you. And my recipe is found also on the website, and you can add to a 5 ml bottle, which is what this is here. You can add 30 drops of coriander, 20 drops, thank you for the hearts, 20 drops of jasmine, 20 drops of ylang ylang, 15 drops of tangerine, and 15 drops of vanilla. Now that is 100 drops, and that should almost fill your bottle. It depends on the size drops you're using. Drops is pretty much a relative thing. I was actually able to fit 130 drops in here because I found the aroma is floral. Okay, a lot of people like floral, a lot of people don't like floral. Where can you get vanilla? I like the vanilla from Eden's Garden personally. You can find it also on Plant Therapy. No, this is just straight, this is the master blend that you're going to then use in other recipes. You can then use this in an inhaler. You can use it in a perfume. You can add some to your bath. And at that point, yes, you will be using a carrier except for the inhaler, or if you add it to your diffuser. So this is just the master blend that then you're going to use. Say you purchased this blend, Infatuation, from a company, or another blend, another aphrodisiac blend. Eden's Garden actually has a blend called Aphrodisiac. Plant Therapies is called Sensual, and I'm sure other companies have their versions as well. So you want to take the blend, and I'm going to go through and share with you guys some recipes that I've made for you to use the master blend. So this master blend is floral. If you don't like, you're welcome. Yes, it's 30 coriander, 20 jasmine, 20 ylang ylang, 15 tangerine, and 15 vanilla. And you can find this if you go to usingeossafely.com/aphrodisiac EOS, or just go to the website and on the sidebar you can click through to the aphrodisiac post. This recipe is there. If you prefer, you like Periscope better than Lab? Okay. It's different. It's a totally different setting. If you don't love the floral aroma, yes, ylang ylang, yes. If you don't love the floral aroma, what you can do, and what I did, and I fit that in the bottle as well, is I added an additional 10 drops of coriander, an additional 10 drops of tangerine, and additional 10 drops of vanilla. Just to sort of, because I don't love floral, okay? So that is just me. Yeah, lang lang, you know, whatever. But I've heard people pronounce it ylang ylang, so, you know, whatever, the YY one, you know. It doesn't really matter what you call it, as long as you know what it is and where to find it. So there's kind of like the main recipe and then an adjusted one. So I would suggest, yeah, I'm not a heavily floral person either. I would suggest you stick with the main one, you give it a sniff, you see how you like it, and then you can add the more medium to base notes to help kind of balance it out for you. And then, of course, you can use the other suggestions as well if you want to play around and tweak with it. that is totally fine. So what you can do is you can add 15 drops to your inhaler, and I have one from River Tree Life. It's the aluminum on the outside, glass on the inside, and I added 15 drops, and it's dark because of the vanilla. So it smells really, really good. So you can add 15 drops to an inhaler, and you can use it that way, or you can add 5 to 10 drops in your diffuser. So go ahead and follow whatever the manufacturer recommends for your diffuser. I'm going to turn that light on a little bit. And you can follow those directions. 5 is a general guideline for diffusers. Sometimes you can go up to 10, and that's for diffusing. And I also have a recipe for a bath blend, and it looks like my text, that's really bizarre. Okay, for the bath. So what you can do, the website is using eossafely.com, and that is the website. And on the sidebar, yes, it was darker at the top, yes, because I added from the top. I did, yes. There's a couple of ways that you can do inhalers. You can add your drops to a small bowl, and then you can roll the wick around in it. You're welcome. Or like what I do is I start the wick in here to where there's just a little bit of the wick and the rest is sticking up, and then I add my drops of essential oil that way, and then I push the wick down with this part. I kind of like put it over, and then I push it down, and then I screw it. So that is why that is dark at the top. It's because of the vanilla is so dark, and yes, that's exactly where I added it. You rolled, but it's not as strong. Does adding from the top work better? That is a really great question. I am not sure what the difference is between the two, really. I mean, if it really makes that much of a difference or not. I do know that the outside is more of a paper, and the inside is more absorbent. So I did start out that way, rolling it. I know Andrea from Aroma Head, she teaches that, and it's a really great way to do it and to make it an even blend. I'm not sure there's really a right or wrong. You'd have to play around. I suggest trying it. Try using the same amount of drops with the same blend and rolling it versus adding it to the end, and then see if you can smell a difference. I've never tried that. I've never compared it like that, but that would be really interesting to know though. If you try it, let me know. For sure, I'd like to know that. So to add to your bath, you can take this master blend. You're welcome. You can take the master blend that you made, and you can add 5 drops of it along with a tablespoon of carrier oil and an ounce of bath salts, and you can mix that together and you can throw it in your bath. I suggest adding it to the running bath water to help disperse it. So that is one way that you can use this blend, is in a bath. It does sound awesome, yes. And let's see, I have a lotion recipe as well. You can add 15 drops of your blend per 1 ounce of lotion. So if you have a 1 ounce lotion bottle, you can add your 15 drops, and then you can add, actually technically what I do when I add stuff to lotion, I'll add about half the amount of lotion, then I'll add my drops, then I'll add the rest of the amount of lotion, and then I'll shake it up. Do I recommend baking soda? Yes, you can add baking soda with the Epsom salts, yes. It's not necessary, but it's great. It feels good, and yeah, that would be great. You can definitely do that. Thank you for the hearts. So to the bath, again, I do have that recipe using eossafely.com, and you can find on the sidebar. If you're on your phone, the sidebars don't come up unless you click full. But what I did do is I embedded it on the home page anyways, so that you should be able to find the image and you should be able to click on it. Thank you. Wow, all the hearts. Thanks, guys. Lotion. I prefer the lotion from Tropical Traditions. It is, they have different varieties actually, but I prefer the plain unscented lotion myself because I like to add essential oils to it. So there's one exception. I do use their arnica lotion for blends that are for muscles and stuff, or achy muscles, sore muscles, and that works really well. Hello, Trace. So back to the lotion. I like to, is it paraben free? It is. It is paraben free. I'm really super picky about my lotion, and that's like the only lotion, okay, not the only lotion, almost the only lotion that I will use. I do use lotion from Wingsets as well. I really like Wingsets, and that's just wingsets.com. And Tropical Traditions is tropicaltraditions.com. And they have really great unscented lotion that I like to use. So if you do go by just making 1 ounce at a time, I prefer making smaller amounts of products at a time because I just want to make sure I'm using it all up before it goes bad. So I'm really not going to go with an 8-ounce lotion bottle. That's just not something I personally want to do. If you are using the same lotion for your entire family and you want to make a big batch, totally fine. You can totally do what you want with that. It's 15 drops though per ounce of lotion. And like I was mentioning, I do prefer adding some lotion first to the container, then the essential oils, then the lotion on top, and not filling it the whole way though. You want to just fill it right up to the shoulder. You want to give it some room to mix around and move around, or you can use a glass straw that you can, or a glass mixing rod, I should say, a mixing rod, so that you can stir it around. Does the lotion have a shelf life? Yes, most lotions do have a shelf life because they do contain water, but they also contain, this one I think has grapeseed extract or something in it too to help. You'll have to double check with that. Their lotions I usually buy a bunch at once when they're on sale. And thank you, Karen. And so, you know, I've opened bottles that have been sealed, like, say, 2 years after I purchased it. I've also had a bottle open that I started using, and then I came back to it in a year, because I have different kinds. I have all of their kinds, really, actually. I do. The citrus and the arnica and everything. I've come back to it after a year even and used it, and it's fine. So that's just been my personal experience. But yeah, basically everything has a shelf life, except for fractionated coconut oil, because it's so processed that there's really nothing left to it to go bad. So beyond that, most things do have shelf life. So that's for lotion. And the 15 drops per ounce will give you about a 2.5 dilution. You can, I will go back to the safety at the end, but you can safely with this blend go up to a 3.5% dilution. And I'll go into why a little bit later. So that's for the lotion. Thank you for the hearts. So you can also make a perfume. And I have a really cool perfume bottle from River Tree Life. It pops up and you can spray. And you can find these on Amazon. You can go to, you can just type in River Tree, one word, River Tree, space Life, perfume, and these will pop up. And they also have a website, rivertreelife.com. And I do have affiliate links to both if you want to use them. The one for Amazon is using eossafely.com/rivertreelife, and that goes to Amazon. And then it's /RTL store, and that goes to their website. So you can do either way. You can just go right ahead there, or you can use affiliate links. Doesn't matter to me. So for perfume, what you can do is you can add 18 drops of your Infatuation blend per 1 ounce of hydrosol or water. And actually, I'm realizing I'm not even sure how much this holds. I don't believe it's quite an ounce, but I could be wrong. That's something I really actually need to look into. But just generally speaking, per ounce, you can add 18 drops. Thank you for the hearts. So pretty, different colors. So you can add it to water, or you can add it to a hydrosol. If you added it to, say, like a geranium or a rose hydrosol or even lavender, that would be a really, really nice combination. And of course, because we know that water and oil do not mix, you want to shake it up really well just before you spritz. So I like to shake it and then spritz right away, shake, 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 spritz right away. And that will make sure that it combines more evenly when you spritz it on yourself or your clothing, whichever one you prefer. And I suggest spritzing it on your pulse points. Those are the best spots to spritz the perfumes. Or what you can do is you can add a perfume, you can make a perfume in a roller bottle using a carrier oil. And to this roller bottle, this is a 10 ml roller bottle. I made this up yesterday. You can roll it right here on your wrist, you know. It works really well. This one is a 10 ml roller bottle. And so you can add 6 drops to this 10 milliliter bottle to give you a 3% dilution. And it smells really, really good. These also happen to be from River Tree Life. These are the Yasmin bottles. And I think my affiliate link is using eossafely.com/RTL Yasmin. And that brings you right to Amazon where they have these. Or you can just go to Amazon.com and you can search for Yasmin, Y-A-S-M-I-N-E, Yasmin River Tree Life. I suggest using all those keywords and the set of 3. There's different designs that they have on there. This recipe is also on my website. Everything I'm sharing with you now is on my website using eossafely.com/Aphrodisiac EOS if you want to go directly to the post, or you can see it if you go to the website. On the sidebar, you can click through there. So after you add your 6 drops, you want to fill right up to the neck with your carrier oil. And there are lots of different carrier oils. I used rosehip for this. However, I think I would have been better off with jojoba because rosehip does have an aroma. So you can kind of, see, I can't really smell it right now. Just right off, I could smell the carrier right away when I applied it to my skin. But after a bit, I actually cannot smell that. On Blab, I said it wasn't dog safe, correct. What is not dog safe? Let me scroll down. I think it's the Yasmin, let's see. The ones that are not dog safe, and this is also on my post. Okay, avoid all but. Okay, so cinnamon leaf, jasmine, and rose are the only 3 that are okay around dogs. So the ones that aren't would be the coriander, ylang ylang, tangerine, vanilla. Actually, I think that's wrong. With tangerine, it's got to be okay. And maybe it's not. I did already research this, so that's what my notes say. To avoid all except the cinnamon, jasmine, and rose. If you want to know more about dogs, you can go to using eossafely.com/safedogs, and that will bring you to a post. And sometimes what's considered not safe around dogs is simply because there's not a lot of research yet. But if it's listed as being unsafe, then oftentimes there's a reason. Sometimes there's just not enough research yet. So I would suggest, if you're using this on yourself as a perfume, I wouldn't really worry about having to avoid your dogs. I would suggest, though, that you don't diffuse in the same room as them, though, just to be safe. So you can use it on yourself. I generally recommend if it's something that you're applying to yourself and then you're exposing yourself to either your dogs, your cats, your children, and it's something that it's not safe for them, I generally recommend waiting a few minutes, you know, hopefully 15 minutes or something before you're around them. But it really depends. Like, this is a 3% dilution. And if I had a 3% dilution of eucalyptus and I'm putting it on myself and then I'm walking around my kids, I'm not really going to worry about them having respiratory issues. But I certainly wouldn't go and diffuse it. And I certainly wouldn't use a 20% dilution for my muscle aches, you know, with peppermint or eucalyptus and then go right around my kids, because that can be very, very strong. So it kind of depends on your situation. But I would check out the /SafeDogs. I would read that and check that out. As well as this post, it does give a little bit of information on the ones to avoid as well. So that actually, next thing is safety. We are going right into the safety. So for this particular blend, this is my Infatuation blend, up to 3.5% dilution. After that, then you're putting yourself at risk for sensitization due to the jasmine and the ylang ylang. Thank you for the hearts. So it's because they have very low topical dilutions that are recommended to use, and it's because they're moderately sensitizing. If you use too much, then your body can really rebel against that, and you can have sensitization due to that. So how would I make a spray instead of a roll-on? You can use a perfume recipe, and that would be, this is one, you can use a regular little spray bottle if you wanted, and you can add 18 drops of the Infatuation blend to an ounce of either water or hydrosol. If you have a hydrosol, like rose or geranium or lavender, that would be really great, or even ylang ylang, actually. That's a really, really great hydrosol. You can combine those together and make a really great perfume, and you can spritz those around your throat, on your pulse points, on your wrist, on your clothes, even in your hair if you wanted to, which is actually a really great point. You can add this to your shampoo if you wanted to in a low dilution. Again, you don't want to go over 3.5%. And that is because jasmine and ylang ylang both have topical maxes of 0.7%. And I've calculated this out where I made the recipe. You're welcome. Where I've made the recipe, and then I can calculate, okay, it has this much of this and that's this much of that, so this would be the topical max. I have also listed the topical maxes if you were to make your own recipe, if you want to swap something out. I've listed topical maxes for Kananga, which is similar to ylang ylang, and as well as cinnamon bark and leaf, clove, rose. I've listed all the max dilutions for those. Cedarwood, coriander, patchouli, sandalwood, tangerine, and vanilla. I need to actually add coffee because I added coffee to my enhancer list after the blab last night because I realized, you know what, that's aphrodisiac as well, and I don't have that on my list and it smells so yummy. They do not have topical max dilution, so you can be more free. I would suggest using a higher percentage of the ones that don't have a topical max dilution. Otherwise, you'll be pretty much stuck with using it in an inhaler or diffusing it. So the other thing, other than skin sensitization that you're risking if you do go above the topical max dilution, is you can cause redness or irritation on your skin. It can also cause mucous membrane irritation. So for anyone asking, you do not want to use these in your private areas. They will burn. It's not safe. So this is something totally to be used like as a perfume. In a bath is okay, but you do not want to be using it in your lubricant or anything. Not suggested. Does the max dilution mean in the master you put a certain amount of drops? No. The master is... you want to go by the recipe. So the 30 drops of coriander, the 20 drops of jasmine, 20 drops of ylang ylang, 15 drops of tangerine, 15 drops of vanilla. That's what you're using to make this blend. So then you have your blend, and then you're going to use this to then make all of your other recipes. And you want to stick to the 3.5% dilution or lower. And some of my recipes, you really don't need to go to 3.5% dilution. I do have suggestions for like 2.5 or 3 or 2, whatever you want to do. So when you're making your lotion or your perfume or anything, you just want to follow those dilution guides. And to better understand dilution, you can go to usingeossafely.com/dilute, and that will give you charts so that you can figure out dilutions. Basically, what you want to use is a few drops of the essential oil to a larger amount of carrier oil. Because essential oils are concentrated. You do not want to use them straight on your skin. They are very, very concentrated. So even just a few drops, a 1% dilution is 1 drop in 1 teaspoon of carrier. That's just the general rule of thumb. So if you're talking ounces, then a 1% dilution, thanks for the hearts, a 1% dilution would be 6 drops in an ounce. Because a teaspoon is 5 ml, an ounce is 30 ml. So there's, it's 6 times more. So you can use 1 drop in a teaspoon or a 5 ml, 6 drops in a 30 ml or a 1 ounce. And it's just to keep the concentration lower. And yes, very effective at 2 and 3%. Sometimes for other situations, not necessarily for this, yes, the hearts do make it pretty. For other situations, if you sub out one oil for another with a max dilution, is it the same? No, it will not be the same unless, if you want to swap, see, jasmine and ylang ylang are both at 0.7%. If you want to swap one of those for Kananga, that's a 0.8. That's close enough. That's okay. Cinnamon bark is also at a 0.7. So yes, you can swap cinnamon bark evenly with jasmine or ylang ylang, drop for drop, because it's the same. So if you're using, say, rose, that's a 0.6. Or actually that's Bulgarian rose, that's a 0.6. Or Moroccan rose, that's a 2.5. Then yes, your math is going to be different. Clove is 0.5. Yes, so your math is going to be different. If you're trying to make your own, or if you want to know about swapping some out, please either leave a comment on the post or go over to the Using Essential Oils Safely group on Facebook. And it's actually the new Using Essential Oils Safely group on Facebook. because we had an old one, and long story short, Facebook, it just got too big. We had over 73,000 members, and Facebook shut it down, and so we started a new group, and then Facebook brought it back, so then we had to change the name. But anyways, please post over there your question, and I can help you calculate what the dilution differences are. Because yes, if you are going to add different ones than the ones that my recipe calls for, your dilution may be lower or higher than what I have because you're swapping some out. So, right. So my recipe is safe. You're welcome. My recipe is safe for use during pregnancy or breastfeeding. Totally safe. If you do swap out some ingredients, for instance, if you do want to use cinnamon bark, then it's not going to be recommended for use during pregnancy or breastfeeding. Cinnamon bark is not a safe one for that. For children under 2, again, not that you would use an aphrodisiac in children under 2, but in case you're curious, it is not recommended that you use this on children under 2 due to the jasmine and the ylang-ylang. And if you use clove, which my recipe does not call for, but if you choose to use clove, that is also not safe for children under the age of 2. No essential oils are recommended for use on or with or around cats. That's just the general rule, is to avoid using them around cats. And for dogs, all but the cinnamon leaf, jasmine, and rose, you want to avoid. Thanks for joining, Bernice. I thought I saw you here earlier. Maybe you got kicked off and you're rejoining. But thanks for joining. So that covers the safety. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, okay, I thought so. I'm like, I kind of thought I saw you earlier. So thank you for the hearts. Okay. So whatever you missed, this will be recorded. I will be putting it up. Actually, you can find it on periscope.tv/using EOS safely for the next 24 hours after the recording is posted. That's what Periscope does. They'll put it up there. And you'll be able to see everybody's comments as well at the same time. But once I upload this to YouTube, all of the comments and all of the hearts go away. So it's just me speaking. But it will be on YouTube so that people that missed it can view it there as well. So does anybody have any questions, either on the blend itself, new to essential oils, you get headaches, migraines from aromas, any suggestions? Yes, Daphne, thanks. Safe to diffuse around children, but not safe to use topically. You mean suggestions using this blend if you're prone to headaches? If so, I mean, I can't really answer that for you. I don't know if some of these may trigger headaches for you or not. That is something you'll have to try for yourself. If you don't want to make the entire blend, okay, any blends in general. Well, peppermint can be helpful for some. Lavender can be helpful. Frankincense can be helpful. And I say yes. And I say can because, you know, different things work for different people. But those are like the top 3. And I'm surprised with frankincense. But I know it's one that Andrea from Aroma Head recommends. For me, I like to think of frankincense as one that's really good for skincare. And not as much for headaches. But apparently, yes, it does also work for headaches. So I suggest trying inhaling peppermint and see if that works for you. If not, maybe lavender will work for you. Copaiba, helichrysum, marjoram can also help. Black pepper can also help. I would suggest, you know, trying what you have and seeing if that will help for you. If inhaling the aromas don't work for you, then you can try massaging in a topical dilution on wherever that you're having those headaches or migraines. Some migraines and headaches can be caused by aromas, so essential oils aren't necessarily going to be helpful for you. If that's the case, it may trigger a worse reaction, so you just have to try for yourself and see. Sometimes headaches are simply due to dehydration or other types of issues. Would adding those to other blends help? It might. It really depends what blend you're adding it to be honest, you know, and what might help for one person may not work for another. I know Christy, she's an admin in our group, and she likes copaiba and black pepper and helichrysum and marjoram, I think are those the 4 that she likes to use. She may also, Daphne, you may remember, peppermint or lavender, but other people, they swear by peppermint. Other people say, nope, doesn't work for me, I have to use this or that. So there are Marjoram is huge for pain. Yes, yes. So it depends. There's different kinds of headaches, and they're caused from different reasons. Maybe it's stress. Maybe you need to remove yourself from stress in your life. You know, essential oils may help calm you if you're stressed, and that's how they might work and be effective. It really depends. So I suggest giving different things a shot and seeing what helps. Many essential oils do help to calm and lower your blood pressure. Not dangerously, but they can help to relax you and calm you. So it could be, you know, you might pick up tangerine and go, oh, this is so good, or even coffee or vanilla or something that's really delicious that you like to smell, and it just might work for you. So give it a try and see what works for you. So are there any questions on the Infatuation blend? Does anybody have any suggestions on how they think that they may want to use this that I haven't covered? I covered a roller bottle, I covered a spritz perfume, bubble bath, lotion, inhaling, diffusing. I'm sure there's other ways that you can use it as well. If anybody has any suggestions. How long until effects may be noticed? That is a really great question. There's no magical answer. When you're inhaling, it goes right to the limbic center of your brain, and it can start working basically immediately. You can start immediately, your body will start to feel calm. You can start to feel more relaxed. These aphrodisiacs will help enhance your sexual health. You know, that doesn't mean instantly, you know, things are going to be great for you. But theoretically, inhaling can start that right away. If you use these topically, it may take a few minutes. It depends on how you're using them and where you're using them, and the dilution that you're using it, as far as how quickly that you'll feel it. So that's something you sort of have to play with. I think for different people, I know even, you know, we have different metabolisms even, you know, from person to person. So generally speaking, I would try, you know, if you're trying to get into the mood, I would try inhaling or diffusing. You know, yeah, never ingesting. There's no necessary reason at all. I mean, there's no need to ingest for aphrodisiac properties. There's just, yeah, you don't want to ingest for that. And you don't want to insert it internally, if you know what I mean, either. That is not something you want to do either. So inhaling it is great. Using it topically is great. Using it topically, it may be a little bit slower until you find that it's working for you. Again, this is not a magic fix. This is not a replacement for any, you know, magic pill out there or anything. This can just help. This can just help you. So that is a really good question. So I would try applying it topically. You know, give yourself 30 minutes at least, 20 minutes, a little bit less for diffusing and inhaling. But, and you can use both. You can diffuse it as you're applying it, you know, applying lotion or the perfume. You know, it's going to vary person to person. There may be some people that just, it doesn't, you know, some people this may just work to make them feel good, to make them feel more feminine. It's a great perfume. It just smells great. So, you know, try it and see what you think. So are there any other questions on using the blend, or maybe the blend itself, or safety around the blend? Now I know, Trace, I saw you join earlier as well, so you must have got kicked off too. Because I'm pretty sure I saw you earlier. It's for amping up the fun and self-esteem, but won't fix bug issues. Yes. Don't know what you mean by bug. Can you use magnesium oil for dilution? You can use magnesium oil. I mean, technically, yeah, I was going to say bug issues. I'm thinking, what does she mean? Okay, big issues. Yes, exactly. It's to help enhance. Just like essential oils in general, they help to enhance health. They're not a cure-all. They are excellent and wonderful, and there are many things that they do help with, and they actually can sort of kind of cure. You know, if you have a bug, an itchy bug bite, you put it on, hey, gone, it works. But generally speaking, yes, this is only to enhance. That's as far as I go with guaranteeing anything will work, is it will enhance. Yeah, flies and mosquitoes are not sexy. Right, exactly. And actually patchouli, if you do choose to use patchouli, it's really great for insects. So there you go. Yes. I think I got sidetracked. I'm sorry. I don't know why I do these things on Mondays. Like after the weekend and everything and getting up early, it's just like, whoa, really, why am I doing that? I feel like my eyes aren't open and so I think I didn't quite answer a question and I can't even remember what it was. So if you could please, if I didn't end up answering that fully, please re-ask me. I got sidetracked with the bug issues. I'm going, bug issues? Magnesium oil, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so technically, yes, you can use magnesium oil as a carrier technically. I will be doing these weekly, yes. Last week we did clove, this week it's Aphrodisiac, next week it's helichrysum. So find us on Blab. I will be doing the Periscopes on Monday. You can find all that information on usingeossafely.com. Now, magnesium oil, again, back to magnesium oil. Technically, yes, it's a carrier. However, if you're not used to it, it can cause you to be, it can be itchy. It's not an oil per se where it's drying. It's really drying. It's like you went to the beach and you were in the salt water and you're kind of like, your skin's kind of dry after. That's what it's like, honestly. So it's definitely not probably something that you want to use that's going to make your skin moist or anything, or lubricated or anything like that, like an oil. So, but technically yes, but I don't know for all of your usage issues if you want to use it. Finally bit the bullet and bought helichrysum. Yes, I love helichrysum. I'm sorry you can't interact on Blab. I know there were some people that tried to last night get on and they were having issues. That may have been you. Somebody emailed me or PM'd me. And sometimes there's hundreds of people on Blab. When we do these things, you know, there's between 500 and 800 people watching. And I think that does interfere with people being able to view it. It is a beta thing. So yes, you watch, right? A lot of people can watch. Some people have trouble joining. And that's why I'm doing these Periscopes. You know, there's some people that prefer Blab. I like Blab because I'm not just here myself, you know, doing this. It's not really a monologue because I am interacting with you, which there's Trace again. She's joining again. It was all crunchy and blacking out. Yeah, there are issues. So that's why I have the Blab on Sunday evenings, which I personally love because Daphne and Christy are there with me. And it's just more fun for me to be with other people. But Periscope is great too. I have fun. I can interact with you guys, which is nice. This is way better than doing a YouTube video where I'm just, you know, sitting there doing like, yeah, a monologue, and it's like there's no interaction or fun at all. At least this, you guys are doing hearts, thank you, and asking questions. Yeah, and you like the Blab. So some people like Blab, some people like the Periscope. I cannot see you on Blab, no. I cannot see anybody on Blab, but if you do register for an account and you type on the side, then I can see whatever your Blab name is and I can see your question. So it's really helpful for that way. But I can't see you, right? It's just whoever the hosts are the only ones that are there in the video, and that would be me and Daphne, and we finally got Christy's sound to work, so she's there as well, able to interact there too. So it's just the three of us, or whoever happens, you know, to be available there on Blab, and you get to see us, so we cannot see you. So it's like Periscope, where you can see me, I can't see you, but I can see you when you comment. So yes, so there's the Blabs on Sunday evenings, 7:30, and then the Periscope. And I suggest, I mean, if you have time, watch both of them, you know? Yes, Blab is fun. I just actually realized last week, Blab, there's an app for your phone for Blab, which is really cool. I was doing mine on the computer. So, which you can't do with Periscope. You can only use that from your phone. So, yeah, you're welcome. It's kind of nice. I like doing them both because, for one, it gives you guys the option of the people that hate Blab and the people that hate Periscope, and you know, so it gives you guys that option to pick which one you want. There's also the 2 different times, and then also if I'm kicking myself after the Blab going, darn it, I didn't mention this or that, then hey, I get to be, you know, all brilliant on here remembering what I forgot. So yes, right, Sundays are not good for some people, you know, and today, Mondays aren't good for some people. So you have both. They're both recorded. They're both on YouTube. They're both embedded on the post. So everybody wins. And then anybody that's available after Sunday and Monday throughout the week and into eternity, you guys can go ahead and rewatch and see what you missed. So if you're coming in, this week is your first week. Yeah, the Blab app. Yeah, I was having trouble as well with the phone app. So, but who knows? You know, some weeks I go on Blab and the video is off for me. Some weeks the sound isn't working, and it's just, you just never know. It's a beta thing. They don't have it completely 100% worked out, but most of the time it does end up working. And so I'll get on Blab usually 10 minutes ahead of time just to make sure everything's working, so I can refresh or reboot or whatever I have to do, so that when we are live, then everything's ready to go. What else was I going to say? Yes, so if this is, have you thought about changing from Sunday since so many people have church and stuff? I haven't. You know, this is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So depending where you are in the country, that maybe after church, depends. And they are recorded. I personally don't really like to go later than that for me. I'm on the East Coast, so I don't like to go any earlier than that for me personally. But that's why I have the Monday option as well. So we can do that too. But I suggest you try. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, feel free. You know, you'll probably be bored if everything's working, and then I'll just be there, you know, doing whatever for 10 minutes. So, but yeah, feel free to be there early in case, if you want to give me feedback, that'd be great. I suggest watching both the Periscope and the Blab, because there's going to be things that may be covered in one that isn't covered. Actually, Daphne had a lot of really great input last night, and Christy too, with books and recipes and things that we are not covering here right now. So if you're really interested, I suggest watching both. And if this is your first week, last week we did clove essential oil. So you can go to usingeossafely.com/cloveo, and you can click there and you can watch the Blab and the Periscope, and you can see the benefits of clove. I have a lot of images there that are pinnable and sharing. I've been sharing those on Instagram and stuff too. I don't have any recipes yet up there. I'm behind because I thought I was going to be able to link to a resource online and just have you guys all go there. That did not work out. So I'm a little behind on getting all the recipes up there for you. But check back later. Yes, when you can't make it live, watch it on YouTube while doing the dishes. That's right. You can watch it on YouTube afterwards. I always rewatch them after, because when I upload it to YouTube, I put text in afterwards. So whenever we're mentioning links and books and names and things like that, then I have it there. So when you're watching it on YouTube, you can see there's text right there on the screen, so that you can see what it is, and then you can go type it in and follow for more information. So I kind of like go over it afterwards, and I actually just did that before this one as well. So that's all ready to go. So I see half of you have dropped off. I'm pretty much done speaking about the Cool Infatuation Blend and Aphrodisiacs. Does anybody have, yes, before the ACV is working for Grammy's Malt. Excellent, great. I'm so glad to hear that's working. ACV is awesome. Apple cider vinegar is great for many, many things. Mama Naturel, welcome. We're kind of winding down right now, but if anybody has any last minute questions, feel free to post those and I will answer them, and then I will go ahead and get off and I will upload this to YouTube. Sometimes it takes a couple of hours depending on whatever's going on with YouTube, but it will be available. You guys aren't going to care, because unless you just joined, because you've already heard it. So any other questions? Wasn't a word, so well, you have a great day. Yes, thank you. You have a great day as well. And please go ahead and hop on over to that post for anything that you missed. And you can see all the recipes there. I will be scattering them across Pinterest and Instagram throughout the week as well. So please repin. Please repin and share. Share those. I'll be sharing them on Facebook as well. So thank you again for the hearts. Thank you, everybody. If you have any questions, just go to the Facebook group. You know where to find me. Leah Harris, ueos@gmail.com as well. I'm all over the place, so you'll find me somewhere and you can ask me questions. So thanks for the hearts. Thanks, guys.